Hello, everyone. Hope you all are doing good. Welcome to the abode of Griffin publication once again to launch an amazing, heart-touching book, Cost of War. I would not speak about the book much because our author is here. She is the girl. She is the star of the show. Today, it's her day. She will speak. All right, Simran, hope you're all ready, fine, excited.
Very excited, ma'am.
All right. So, Cost of War is a book about selfless bravery, valor, pain, and loss. And what's more, Simran will tell us. Let me introduce Simran today. Simran Randhawa is the daughter of Major S.J.S. Randhawa, Kirti Chakra, and Lt Col RJ Randhawa, who is the first war widow to join the Indian Army. Simran was born and raised in Indian Army and spent the first 16 years of her life traveling with her mother in each posting. Like a true Fauji kid, she picked up a new hobby in every place she lived, like every Fauji kid. From classical training in singing to roller skating in Gujarat and ice skating in Ladakh and horse riding, she often runs marathons with her mother, including the world's highest altitude marathon in Ladakh of 42 kilometers. An artist at heart, words aren't the only way she articulates her inner dialogue. She is an accomplished painter and speaks as vibrantly with the brush and a canvas as she does with the pen. Her final years of schooling were done from Sherwood College, Nainital. She excelled in swimming. Additionally, she competed in skiing nationals held in Gulmarg, India. While at university, she wrote articles for the newspaper called The Peak in Burnaby, Canada, as a freelancer and is a first-time author. Simran did her graduation from Simon Fraser University, Canada, where she found her passion for helping others through her volunteer work. She has received numerous accolades honored for her social service. Right? She has been working for HIV and AIDS. I won't say patients, but people who are with HIV and AIDS. And she has also received Woman of the Year Award 2019 for her work. Heartiest congratulations, Simran, for this amazing work. I would request everyone to keep their microphone on mute, please. Can we start? Right. So the program would not, proceed unless and until we introduce our special guest today. We have Dr. Nilotpal Deka. He's an advocate, columnist, journalist, educationist. I'll introduce him. Welcome, sir. Sir, can you hear us, everyone?
Specifically me. Yeah, thank you so much, Manjula. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for being here to grace the event and motivate our young author, Simran. Simran is the star of our show today. She is the author of the book, Cost of War.
Hello,
Dr. Nilotpal.
Hello, Simran. Heartiest congratulations to you for
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let me introduce Dr. Nilotpal Deka. He is also my mentor. Graduated from Cotton College, Dr. Nilotpal Deka holds 5 master's degrees in law, business law, social work, English literature, and journalism. He did LLM from Norwich Law School, UK, and master's in business law from National Law School, Bangalore. He holds postgraduate diplomas in human rights, refugee law, and international humanitarian law, international law and diplomacy, environmental law, cyber law, and United Nations and international understanding. For a short period of time, he has worked with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, New Delhi in Legal and Protection Unit, and International Committee of the Red Cross, South Asian Delegation in International Humanitarian Law Department. He is an advocate in the Guwahati High Court and has been a socio-legal activist working in the areas of various socio-political problems in Assam and Northeast, cybercrime laws and matrimonial non-discrimination. He is a faculty in the Indian Law Institute, New Delhi, Indian Academy of International Law and Diplomacy, New Delhi, KK Handik State Open University, Assam University, Guwahati University, and Cotton College. He is the author of Human Rights Perspectives and Challenges, Legal Aspects of Traditional Knowledge in Northeast India, He's an editor of volume on cybercrime, roadmap towards a cybercrime deterrent mechanism. He has been a freelance journalist since past 29 years. He used to write popular, it's a column I have been reading. Like when I was a student, I have been reading Sir since long. He used to write the popular weekly cultural, quiz column, The Colosseum, in the Assam Tribune for 22 years. He has been writing the weekly column Know Your World in the Assam Tribune for past 15 years. He represented the Norwich Law School in the prestigious Oxford Intellectual Property International Moot Court Competition 2006. Thank you so much, sir. We are really, really blessed today to have you with us and inspire our young author. Sir, you already have a brief, idea about the book. So, what do you have to say today to Simran, young author, emerging author, so much to do, a bright start. So, what do you have to say today, sir?
Yeah, the book. I'm amazed by certain things. Like I'll just read out from the book. The famous son had decided that if he goes to see any woman, he will marry her. He refused to reject anyone after meeting her, as he had a sister himself, and empathy was his strong suit. I'm quite amazed by this because this reflects the Indian diaspora. This reflects the societal norms. This reflects the Indian emotions of man, and I'm quite amazed by this. And this book, what I will say from the tidbits that I have got, the publisher, this book, what I will say, it reflects not only the cost of war of a family, but it reflects the history. In some parts of the book. It reflects the history. The author has what I can comment is the author has crafted the a certain scenario among the Indian soldier, among the Indian army, and also the society, as a society, how we look at the Indian army. And at the same time, the ending of the book, what I'll say, that obviously just to read out the ending of the book. This is the depiction of all soldiers, not just Papa. This reflects the cost of war, the emotions and that family can go up to, and also that the words of that his child, her child, that I could see in some of the pages here. That reflects how she can, that the author wants to put stress upon those words, while bringing up the child. So I'm quite amazed, and the stressing of the words, and the stressing, and the poem, there's a poem, and that there I can see there is a little try about use of the metaphors and the similes in that poem. And obviously this reflects the intelligence of the intelligence of the author. This much as of now, and let me hear the others, what the others say about it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. And yes, Simran must be, really encouraged, motivated. Her poetry, like maybe like we'll further see how she writes her poetry, but she is amazing with her pen. I can, say that.
Yeah,
so we have with us Swapna Behera, ma'am. Ma'am, hope you can hear me.
Swapna, yes, I can hear you. Thank you. I can hear you. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Swapna, ma'am, thank you so much once again for being here. You are always with us as a support, as the backbone for all the young authors specifically. Let me introduce ma'am. Swapna Behera, ma'am, is a trilingual contemporary poet, author, translator, environmentalist, and editor from Odisha, India. She's a retired teacher of Kendriya Vidyalaya. She has penned 7 books of different genres, including 1 children's literature on environment. She is recipient of the International Mother Language Ugari Award winner 2019, honored by Gujarat Sahitya Academy 2022-21, International Poesies Award of Honor at the Bharat Award for Literature as jury in 2015, the Enchanting Muse Award in India World Poetry Festival 2017, World Icon of Peace Award in 2017, and the Fantasy Bee World Fellow Poet in 2017, Mahatma Surja Kumar Karfarma Memorial Honor, International Lifetime Achievement Award, and Honored Poet of India from Cecil's Government Accredited Literary Society, and Morocco, Kazakhstan, Modern Arabic Literary Renaissance, Egypt, Argentina, and the list is endless. Her stories, poems, and articles are widely published in the national and international journals, magazines, and translated into multiple languages. To note, her poem, A Night in the Refugee Camp, is translated into 67 languages. At present, she is the cultural ambassador for India and South Asia of Inner Child Press US, cultural convener and literary coordinator of International Society for Intercultural Studies and Research, ISI-SAR of Eastern India, and the life member of Odisha Environmental Society. She is a peace activist and presented her papers on peace in Russia, India cultural exchange, and responsibility of religions for humanity and national seminars. She is a recipient of Distinguished Service Award from Muse for Peace Foundation, Nigeria in 2017. Gold Rose Award from MS Production, Motivational Strips, Argentina for her contribution and solidarity for global peace and culture. And she keeps saying, listen to the tears is the first step for peace. So much to learn from you, Swapna ma'am. Endless achievements, and I have been observing you, following you. I know you personally. How you keep on writing day and night, and you are actually a motivating figure to me and to all of us. You have also read a few pages of Simran's book. What do you have to say, Swapna ma'am, to Simran, our young author?
Thank you so much, Mosumi, for motivating me at this age of 67. First of all, my conscience says I should stand up and give a standing ovation to Major Sukhvinder Singh Randhawa ji, the Kirti Chakra Award recipient. I must stand. I also have to stand for Lt Col RJ Randhawa ji, madam, the first war widow to join Indian Army. So, when you said to come to this show, us to represent and to celebrate, should we celebrate the tears? Should we celebrate the pain of a family? I am speechless, but nevertheless, a book has come to the highway, rather to the international highway, to represent the psyche, to represent the reflection of a family that has gone through the journey. A single mother bringing up the daughter, and a daughter carrying the burden of tears in her heart. So, the fearlessness, the bravery, the valor, the brighter side of the journey, I can very much see. But war, peace, as far as my concern, war never pays anything, or only takes away the mental peace from the courtyard. So I have seen a few pages, a couple of pages only. The pictures have motivated me. Oh my God, a happy family, a mother carrying the baby, the father carrying the baby. Then I saw the dedication part, the prelude part, and in two parts, the book is divided, it seems. Book one is from the perception of Romi. Book two is from the perception of Simran. That is the widow of the war, should I say? No, she's the single parent, the brave lady of the war versus the child of the war. Two ladies, they were carrying the theme. Together, they are standing on the platform. Perhaps we don't know. We who are sitting in our own houses, we don't understand. They have stored their all emotions, and the mother, I have to thank the great mother who has brought up her daughter so well. I thank you, ma'am. Honorable guests. Now here the question comes, is peace the silence mode of mind? Does peace mean introspection? Does peace mean silent nights that speak so loudly? The audacity of peace is more than the audacity of war. War is when the father's body is carried by the kith and kin. They only know what is the suffering. They only know how they celebrate Holi, Diwali, birthday, and all these things, the pain that they are carrying. I can only place my humble tribute to the war. Everybody, those who are there in the war field, they are struggling for our better tomorrow, as it is written in Kohima's War Cemetery. I congratulate Simran ji, such a young girl. It is difficult to express the tears, but tear of one is tear of everybody. Being a mother, I can feel the pain, but you have overcome everything. You are a great fighter, and you have inherited this quality from your brave mother. Should I give you the rose? This is your day, your book, your day, your expressions, your commentary, your poetry, your salute to your parents, and you have represented the bravery of our country, India. So this rose definitely goes to you from Bhubaneswar, Odisha. Swapna Behera. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being here and for all your kind words. We're really grateful to have your presence here.
Thank you so much, Swapna. You are always motivating. We have with us Manjula Avasthi, ma'am. Ma'am, hope you can hear me. Manjula, ma'am.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much, Manjula, ma'am, for taking us time to grace this event. Again, amazing personality with us today, Manjula Avasthi, ma'am. She is a bilingual poet, author, translator, editor, and an educationist. She has serving as the principal of a high school and has been the president of National Children and Women Development Council. She has 7 books, and her poems have been published in many national and international magazines. She has been honored with Atal Bihari Vajpayee Award, Rabindranath Tagore Award, Radha Krishnan Award, Global Women Award, Best Novelist Award, Women of Excellence Award, and honored as World Ambassador of Poetry and Art. She has also honored with Literoma Nari Sanman, Best Poetry Award by Firebox International, Poetic Star Award by Motivational Strips, Icons of Asia Award. She has been twice awarded by Gujarat Sahitya Academy, Telangana Sahitya Academy, Rashtriya Shakti Shiromani Samman, and the list is again endless. Her Gangra Sangrih has been a bestseller recently and is published by our Griffin publication only. Manjula also gone through Simran's book a few pages, and
Many speech is much difficult. Today I find some problem. I don't know what is that, but there is some problem. But anyway, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So thank you very much, Masumi, for inviting us or giving us chance to express our hearty gratitude to this noble soul and who has expressed her views and her trauma, her difficulties and her emotions so beautifully. In this hearty salutations to her first, because she has tolerated a lot, suffered a lot, still she is able to express her thoughts so beautifully. First of all, I would like to say few words about her respected and honored father, Mr. Randhawa sir. So he has been a great soldier, great motivator also. So I would like to say a few words about him first. तो खींच डाली निज रक्त से सीमा पर लक्ष्मण रेखा, खींच डाली निज रक्त से सीमा पर लक्ष्मण रेखा, लांग जाने का साहस किसी शत्रु में न देखा, मिटने न पाए अब रेखा ये कभी भी, मिटने न पाए ये रेखा अब कभी भी, साथियों साथियों तुम्हारे कर्मों का भी यही हो लेखा जोखा. So whatever he has done, and he has protected and served his country with the love, affection, dedication, and duty, he inspires others also to do like that. That was his passion. He acted accordingly. And he proved that his passion was very valuable, very honorable. And he motivated others also. Now, if we see this from the prospects of the author, dear Simran, it's a great job, great job to express her own thoughts, her own sentiments and emotional on pen and paper. It's not easy to portray everything in such a manner that reader can read, not only read, can feel the same thing. The same feel arises in the same, the readers. So she has done a very good job. Each word is very sensitive and very emotional. So we find that she has been completely successful in portraying her own thoughts about the life, about his father, about the work and the tremendous sacrifices of her mother and of her own. In the poetry also, she has described her wish, and whichever pages I have read, I came to know his father was a man of principles, which she has embedded from him. And like that, all the qualities of his, of her father and mother, she also has imbibed. So we can say that it's not very easy to handle all those traumas and all those odd situations when father is not there, mother is out, all the festivals, all the occasions, and all the things, whichever comes, all the incidents, whichever comes in the way, she is adjusting herself, she is tolerating, and still she is coming out with flying colors and able to withstand all those things with her mother. And her mother, great warrior, not only great warrior, a great mother, a great human being, a great passionist, and great decider, because she was the first war widow to join the army. She was not scared of the results. She followed her husband's passion along with daughter's responsibility. We can very well understand what will be going on in her mind when she was doing her job. When she was going out, leaving the small child and upbringing her time to time, guiding her time to time. It was really difficult job for her, and she must have used all her capacity in doing so. So I must salute those spirits, and a great salutation for dear Simran also, because she has suffered, yet she is able to write, and she is writing with proud. That is the great thing. She is not feeling that my parents have done so much for the country, and they have given their lives also for all those things, but I'm not getting the same respect or so, whatever. Maybe this type of idea or this type of feeling in somebody's mind that I should be getting some preference, I should be getting some rewards for my parents. So she is not like that. She is expressing her innocent feelings like normal child, like normal girls, and yet she is trying to do something which is very good. She is very good at writing. She is very good at expressing her thoughts, which she has done. She has put very, very sentimental photographs, father grabbing the little child and mother is holding little baby in her arms and trying to do something. All those things are very, very sensitive, very emotional. And I really enjoyed reading all the story from the perception of writing, and greatly impressed by the work and by their passion, their valor, whatever they have done. Nobody can wipe up their sacrifices, and each time they should be given salute and they should be honored. And the daughter, who is the what we say, she is the ongoer spirit, and she is the Gavaha. We can say Gavaha of all those things which she has faced. So she is also equally good and equally responsible for all those things. War victims, we cannot say war victims all are coming like that. They sometimes they had some feeling of sadness also, for repentance also, that I have lost everything. But this girl is not feeling like that. She is rather feeling proud. She is proudly expressing her wishes, her expressions, that yes, my parents did that and I am proud of that. And so dear Simran, we are proud of you also, because you are such a girl, can do anything, anywhere and anytime. So
Thank you so much for your kind words. Our show is, limited to 1 hour. And we will talk because we have an open discussion. We all have to talk, sir, you, like, but before we move ahead, it is it's time for the main part of the show. Let us just give me, it is time to launch the book, release the book formally. Can you see the screen, everyone?
Yes.
So this is Cost of War by Simran Randhawa, the author of Cost of War. She is with us today. We have lots to know and talk today. Simran is here with us. Can we all clap? Can we all? Yes, that flower, ma'am. I was waiting that rose for Simran. Simran, happiest congratulations. This is the cover page of the book. The book is available on Amazon. The book is internationally available too. It will be soon available on Flipkart, and it will be available as ebook and paperback both. I request all the viewers to grab. I will not say this is not actually a book. This is an emotion. All right. So I request everyone not to miss reading this book. All right. Read this book. It is not the story of one warrior, one brave heart. It is the story of many brave hearts. And this war of peace will go on and on. We are, our Indian army is still serving, and we are all sitting in peace, AC room and all. But there are people who are fighting for us. There are people who are protecting us. So this is not a story just for a year or just for one time. This is a story for times to come. Cost of War. Simran, heartiest congratulations. How are you feeling now? Yes, Simran.
I feel elated. I have wanted this book and this story to be out in the world for quite some time. And I think it is important to hear the story because it humanizes the war. It humanizes soldiers, because soldiers aren't just people that are standing up on the post and that's it. That's not who they are. They are living, breathing people. And when they are lost, a part of us is lost. I think this is important for the world to realize. So I'm so happy that the book is out now.
Simran, the title of the book,
Yes.
Cost of War. We could have thought about other topics, other titles also. Yes, we all know this cost of war. No, we can't imagine. Nobody can imagine. Actually, the cost is so high that you can't even rate it. You can't even say this is the cost. Actually, no one can actually measure this. No one can say this is the cost of war, because this price can be felt only by the families. All right, who have seen war, who have seen their families fighting for peace, for the nation. Yes, Simran, why Cost of War?
Well, ma'am, I decided this particular name, Cost of War, because to begin with, I wrote the book and I was lost on what to name it or what the cover should be. But
just interrupting you, please show your book. I want to take a clipping. Sure. Yeah, wonderful. Yes.
So when I wrote the book, I was really lost on what to call it or what the cover should be, because this is not just a story, this is our lives on paper. And to name it, I wanted it to be apt of our story, of our struggle and the pain that we have felt for over 26 years now. And this is not a pain that is felt just by us. This has felt by every family of defense forces, everyone who's lost someone to the protection of our nation. And this goes beyond from India, because this pain is something that goes beyond India. This is something that you would feel no matter where you're from, because you know the loss of war. And I have heard people talk about how much wars cost, but they're only talking about the monetary value. But the price of war is not monetary value. Yes, economies get damaged. Yes, buildings break, but so do hearts. We lose family members that we will never get back. You can rebuild a building. You can rebuild the economy, You can rebuild the monetary status of a country. You cannot rebuild our families. So in my opinion, the real cost of war is us, the ones who have to bear this pain forever, the ones who are broken apart in so many ways that cannot be conceived. My mom, who had to join the army and leave everything that she knew behind. I had to grow up without a father. These pains, these heartbreaks cannot be mended. They cannot be altered. So cost of war comes from us because we are the cost of war.
Wonderfully expressed. And yes, we all can feel her heart now, the way she was expressing. Now, Simran, let us tell the audience today, like, our guest, they have read the book in bits and pieces, but let the audience know today what actually is the book about. We all know it's a true account. We all know that it's the bravery of a brave heart. Like, we want to know from you, what is the book about?
This book is a story. It's a story about the families of fallen soldiers. It's a story of someone who has lost someone ever. Because that pain is felt by everyone. If you've lost a parent, you know the pain that I felt. Maybe not exactly, but you know the pain that I felt. If you've lost a husband, you know the pain that my mom felt. If you've lost anyone, you can understand the pain. And that's what this book is. It is our pain poured down in black ink on white paper. Cost of War is my mom's story. It's a story of a woman who was happy and had all the prospects in the world. A woman who fell in love and had a family. A woman who lost everything. The one who had to let go of all the color in her lives and don the olive green, because that's the only way she knew how to survive, how to take care of me, how to make my father proud, how to feel closer to him, is to serve the nation. And so she did. She became the first Veer Nari to join Indian Army. And this is her story. She's the woman who not only made history, she gave hope to Veer Naris, hope that they didn't have before, that they can have a life moving forward. They can don the uniform no matter what the odds are. She did that. She impacted women worldwide because she was not just the first Veer Nari to join Indian Army. She was the first Veer Nari to join army anywhere in the world. She was the first. And this book is my story. The second half, Simran, is my story. It's written in first person, and it is the story of a daughter who had to grow up without a father. It is the story of someone who had idealized a father because the world had idealized a father. He's a war hero. He's a hero, a great man, but a man that I would never get to meet. A man whose loss I will feel forever. And although Veer Parivar is always expected to salute, I think we often forget that saluting and bravery is not that all that it is. It is a loss. And even though it protected our nation, sometimes I wish that I would just have my father instead. And that is this book.
Simran, at what point of time you felt that you should pen down your emotions through this awesome book? What motivated you to write? You must be feeling that we have families, going through the same emotions, but at some point of time, you felt that you should pen down because it really requires courage, guts to pen down emotions. All right. And this, if I can picture this emotion that is completely different, all right, although many have suffered, yet nobody dares to actually pen down the pain. So at what point of time you felt that you should pen down your emotions through this book? What motivated you to write?
To be honest, I never wanted to write it. I felt all of this and I wrote a few poems here and there, but I never wanted to write it because this is one of the hardest things that I've gone through in my life. And it's a pain that I have to carry forever. You don't move on from the loss of your father. You don't move on from being a fatherless child and what that entails. And I did not want it to be out there for the world to see and to critique. I was scared of the criticism. On how do you accept criticism on something that is your biggest trauma? And although I felt the need for it to be out there, I did not want it to be out there. I didn't want my heart and soul to be out there. It was my mom, Lt Col RJ Randhawa, who wanted this book to be out there. She often said that she saw caliber in my words and the way I conveyed myself. And she felt that the story needed to be out there. She felt that the story of a child needs to be out there. Because in media, in movies, everywhere, you often see the stories of wives of fallen soldiers. You see what their parents go through. No one talks about what happens to a child, because everyone thinks that just because you're a child, you'll forget about it. You won't remember. If no one talks about your parents, you won't remember, you won't think about them. But we don't forget about them. We might not remember them as a person, but we remember how we felt when we didn't have them around. We remember how it felt when on Father's Day, everyone had a father and you didn't. When you saw marriage anniversaries where there was no one to cut the cake with your mom. When you see photos and you know that you will never feel that hug again. That feeling, you will never forget that. And no one talks about that feeling. That feeling when you look at the flag and you know that your blood is in that flag. And she thought that if I feel this pain, then so do thousands of children. And so do thousands of children that will keep on feeling this pain because new soldiers fall every single day. So she became my motivation. She became my strength. And although Cost of War is my heart and soul on paper, it is her vision. Honestly, everything that I am or ever will be, it's a testament to her. Cost of War and my next book.
Awesome. So here we have, Simran, we'll continue with you. So there is a very important question which will come to Simran. But before that, we have an advocate. He has been writing in the newspaper. He is a columnist. He has addressed such, themes and topics and incidents many a times in his life. All right. So Nilotpal sir, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Mosumi. Yes.
So, there is a question. Actually, this question is to Simran also, but I just wanted to ask you, do you think that people in general actually feel or understand this loss suffered by the families of the Indian Army, or the stories, are these stories of sacrifices just remain as mere, tribute or celebrations on social media? What do you have to say on this, sir? This will come to Simran also. I just want sir's view. So you are a regular columnist. You have addressed so many times, such topics. So what do you have to say here, sir?
Yeah, what I personally feel is this kind of valor and sacrifices thereafter. These are like people can understand. I often hear that the soldiers are fighting in the border, and we are in the AC rooms, like most me have rightly said. We are AC rooms and all. We are enjoying, and at the cost of the soldiers. But it remains there only. Like they're sacrificing, and we are enjoying our life. So it remains there. Like still there should be some kind of awareness generation that we should also contribute to the Indian Army. The child, since childhood, one should be inspired. Like the Simran story was like about his father and mother. Like they're inspired to do so. Then Simran has portrayed it so well in the book. And awareness generation is it's very much essential and crucial in the childhood. So this is what I can see. Like when in social media talks are stuck there, that they're sacrificing for us, and we are enjoying at the cost of the soldier. Now the awareness generation part, and I think Simran will be the right person to tell us, because she has undergone such kind of a situation and emotions, who can who can tell us better. So I'd like to see Simran's views on this.
Sure, sir. So I think that loss in general, it is something that is not understood by someone who has not felt it. And this is something that Mom and we have been very vocal about. I cannot understand what it feels like to lose a husband. And she can't know what it is like to grow up without a father. Even though we lost the same person, our loss is not the same. And no one who has not grown up without a father, although they will understand a little, they will not know what it is like to grow up without them. That is something very personal. No one will understand what it is like to lose your husband at 26 years and not know what happens to your life. This sort of loss is personal.
WhatsApp पे और उसको तुम्हारा नंबर उसको दे दिया, तुम बात कर लेना और जैसा भी है. Okay.
So that sort of complexity of the loss, because when you lose someone in a car accident, drunken driver, whatever, you get angry at the person. You get angry at the car industry. When you lose someone because of a disease, you get angry at the disease. But who do you get angry at when you lost someone because of protection of your nation? That feeling of loss, it is personal to us, because no one will understand what it means to lose the country, save the country, but lose your father. No one will understand that aspect of it unless you have gone through. And this, how do you even allow yourself to be angry when your father's sacrifice meant someone else's safety? All of those emotions just get pent up in you, because how are you supposed to deal with those emotions and pain when all that you're allowed to be is proud? Veer Parivar, we are only allowed to be proud. When you see a photo of a fallen soldier, the family is only allowed to salute. The family is not allowed to be angry at the government. The family is not allowed to be angry at war or a bullet. All you're allowed to do is be proud. That pent up hate, no one can understand that unless you have felt that pent up rage. And loss, again, is a very personal thing. It is very internal. We cannot expect someone to understand this loss and struggle who has never felt the pain of losing someone. Anyone who has lost someone will understand some extent of it. And on the other hand, there are people like Julie, or people who are close to me, who know of my pain, who haven't felt a simple pain and yet empathize with the sacrifice that is made for their safety. I do wish that was more prevalent. More people would have empathy like that. And that is what I aimed from my book.
Awesome.
I hope that this book humanizes us and our story, that it humanizes the loss and pain that we have to undergo as armed forces and their families to ensure the safety of our nation. I hope it humanizes the pain we feel as a daughter when all you remember about your father are words that are lost. And I wanted the world to understand what it feels like to grow up under the shadow of a man you will never meet. The way it breaks your heart, the way it tears you apart. I think it is imperative for the world to understand that freedom is not free.
Freedom is not free.
Yeah, from what Simran has said, I have picked up one very important line. We are allowed, we are not allowed to complain to the government, but we're allowed to feel only proud about it. This is the line I have picked up, and that is really, it really speaks everything.
Excuse me, Simranji, I just want to congratulate you once again, because you have done a great job. That you showed everyone that you need something else except being proud. What is that? Your father, your family, your occasions, your life incidents, your affection, your care, everything you want. but not only being proud. So this is the feeling, a very special feeling you have expressed and told everyone to realize the actual pain, the actual cost of war. So great job. Must be congratulated time and again. So many times.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We have with us Lieutenant Colonel RJ Randhawa, the first war widow to join the Indian Army. A woman, a powerful woman, bringing revolution and a brave change to the system. I have a question to you, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you have been the greatest source of motivation, Simran. All right, the factor, the push, the pillar behind this book is you, as Simran just said. We just want to hear, your words, your journey so far in relation to Simran and cost of war. Briefly, we just want to know so that
Yeah.
every woman here, every person attending this show should feel the emotions of a mother, emotions of a soldier, I would say, an officer who has served in the Indian Army. And you have actually brought a brave change to the system. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, सबके लिए. First of all, I just want to say that every parent have some dream for their children. Maybe हमारी जो खुद की कुछ fulfill नहीं कर पाते life में, वो हम अपने बच्चों में ढूंढते हैं. So my husband, being from an army background, he always मतलब he was into reading. तो he always wanted कि जो भी मेरा baby हो, बच्चा हो, वो आगे पढ़ाई करे books, because books are the best friend as per his saying. कि अगर आपके पास books हैं पढ़ने के लिए या अगर आप कुछ लिखते हो तो you don't feel lonely or alone. So when Simran was born, and he had bought many books that my child will read when she'll become 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but Simran was not into reading in her, like, before she went to college, as she had already told you. And when she went to Canada, and I had seen that that strength in writing, जो भी ये लिखती थी, like she had a powerful writing. But मैंने कभी बोला नहीं कि this was your dad's dream. I don't want to put this thing on pressure on her. I have to fulfill my father's dream or something of that sort. But when she went into Canada, she started writing for the magazines and छोटा मोटा तो लिखती थी ये. Then I told her कि why can't she write a book and book on her own story, what a child feels without father. जैसा सिमरन ने already बताया है. And this is what, and she wrote and she did a good job. जितने भी मेरे friends ने पढ़ी है ये book, they have congratulated, and I think she will do better in life आगे.
Wonderful, ma'am. And the push was what she needed. She already had in her, but we all need someone actually to show that yes, you have it. You have the path to walk. And thank you so much, because with this push, it's not only Simran who wrote this book, and we all could read this book. All right, the
Thank you
world
so much.
this book, the world could know what the story is. And here, ma'am, Swapna, ma'am, you are a peace icon. All right, the world, recognizes you as like a peace ambassador. When we speak about war, peace, the fallen, I never term fallen soldiers because they are never fallen actually. They are still above us. So, and what do you have to say, ma'am? We have been seeing this. It's not just war; it's a war every day. It may not be war in physical sense, but there is a war everywhere, and we all know that army is still fighting somewhere or somewhere, somehow protecting us. It's a war every day. So, being a peace icon, what do you have to say today, ma'am? Like bringing peace in this fact in this book. Ma'am, we can't hear you. You are. Please unmute yourself.
Yes. As I always used to say, listen to the tears. Listening solves. Listening gives energy. Listening fixes the strategy. And peace is not always in the seminar tables. Peace is never the hidden agendas. Peace is always a butterfly sitting on the submarine and always waiting to reach the shore. We can't avoid the voice of peace. Everyone has got their agendas for peace, and the inner peace is very tough work. As Simran is saying now, she has fought the battle. One battle was fought in the war field, but another battle she was fighting throughout her journey. Peace is always a journey. It is never a destination. And we have to, we can't afford to pay the cost of the war. The cost of war is death. Cost of war is death, disease, emotional battle, and the cost of war is, it always ends in tears. But few people are there like Simran, like ma'am, her mother, those who have crossed the hurdles, those who have overcome it. And they are the icons. They are the examples of the society. We have to learn from them. I will quote a few lines from her book. There once was you. There once was me. If only life wasn't so cruel, we could just be. My God. We could just be. That is the slogan of peace. I was born to be a soldier and dying as one. If only I could grow old with you. If only I could say, if only peace can speak. Peace speaks silently, but in multiple languages, with multiple emotions. Tears of one is tears of everyone. We can't avoid it. We can't avoid it. And tears are beyond borders. Similarly, peace is also beyond borders. As she was saying, the Spanish war and all this Ukrainian war and all. Similarly, we are having our battle. Some people, they are fighting for water. Some people, they are fighting for environment issues. Some people, they are fighting for peace. But at the end of the day, we want peace. Peace is for each one. And peace is the ultimate goal of each one, poor or rich or anybody, common men also. We need peace. The women also, they have their issues. So simply wasting the muscle power, brain power, patience, wasting our health, wealth, blood, tears, everything, and mostly wasting the youth power, the human resources we are wasting. That is never acceptable, and we can never appreciate it. We will always appreciate the smiles on every lips. Let there be smiles. Let peace speak for herself. Let peace speak for each one, without any fear, without any fear. And I will always adore the people, those who are trying their best to fight for peace. That is not fight, that is a collective journey for peace. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. If peace was there, we wouldn't have lost our heroes. Right. So, Simran, so much, ma'am has, as if, delved deep into your book. Right. My next question coming out of this, what about your next book? Are you planning to write your next?
I'm actually planning on 2 more already. One is in works. The next one is going to be a poetry book, a compilation of a lot of poems. And the one after that is going to be an extension of Cost of War. More stories of fallen soldiers, not just ours, because the war doesn't just end with one family.
Great. Waiting. We all are waiting for your next book. And Again and again, I would, love to say, everyone, please do not miss reading Cost of War. All right. Let us not, keep tribute just on social media. All right. Let us encourage reading. Let us make people know that there is a book called Cost of War, and it is not one story. It is a story of many brave hearts, many families. Right. So, Simran, you have this platform today. A few words for your readers, then we will open this discussion to all. We have eminent personalities present here. Simran's guest present here. They are all eminent people. So everybody must be curious, they're inquisitive, maybe some doubts, maybe some queries, maybe to Visha. So it's open for all. But before that, a few words for your readers.
What I would like to say to my readers is that do not be afraid. I know it is difficult to barring those criticisms and putting your heart and soul in a book only for the world to tear it apart. Write for those few people who will understand the pain. Write for those few people who have been through a life like yours and will understand and resonate with your words. And for the world in general, I would just like to say, every time you look at that flag, remember us. Remember what it costs for that flag to be up there. Remember what it costs for you to be free in India. It is not free. It might be freedom, but it is not at no cost at all.
Wonderful. We have, great personalities here with us today. And I would love Simran to introduce them if it's possible, Simran, so that we can welcome here on our platform, Griffin Publication. And, the discussion can be open to all.
Of course. I would like to take a moment to thank everyone who has taken time out of their busy day to show support to me. Thank you to everyone who came here today. And thank you to everyone who shows up every single day for us. We would not be here without the people who have supported us throughout our lives, whether that be family or chosen family or people who are plain strangers, but decided to be kind. And I want to thank Dr. Nilotpal.
Yeah,
I hope I'm saying that correctly. Thank you so much for being here, sir. And thank you, Swapna ma'am and Manjula ma'am. I'm really grateful to have your company, and it's an absolute honor to have you here listening to me and reading my book. And I would also like to take a moment to thank everyone that's present here once again, because this book and we would not be here if it wasn't for your support to us every single day. And I would like to take a moment to thank Lieutenant General Sandhu, who welcomed my mom into Army and Ordnance with open arms. He was the first Army officer to be awarded a PhD. What an honor for academics worldwide. And Indra ma'am, who herself served in the Indian Army and married to an Army officer. She knows what it means to be of the combat family. And she loves children and is a role model indeed. I would also like to thank Amreen ma'am, an author, a friend, and a mentor throughout my journey and mom's. And retired Major Priyanka Ojha ma'am, who trained with mom and has been a family to us since I could remember. She has been a sister to mom and a masi to me, even though I refuse to say that. I would also like to thank retired Captain Ramneek Kaur, who was mom's buddy in training. They got their ragra together, they laughed together, and anytime any one of them made a mistake, the other got punished together. What better way to forge bonds? And now she has been a source of a lot of laughter and joy in our lives. And I would like to thank Vandana ma'am, who is an esteemed author and is one of the kindest people that I know. I would also like to thank Ghazal, who is my sister and confidant, and Miraf and Corbett. Corbett has actually read this book so many times in every form of its draft. And Miraf, well, what can I say? She's my sister and she is my pillar of strength. And last but not the least, I would also like to take a moment to thank General Vad Prakash Malik and Dr. Ranjana Malik, who could not be here today because of a prior commitment. But without them, mom would not have been in the army. They're the ones that mom turned to when she first dreamed this impossible dream. And they saw her grit. They saw what she was made of. And they showed faith in her. They showed faith in us. And they went to bat and fought with everyone. And they made it possible for Veernaris to join army. They are the reason that today war widows have hope, along with mom. And thank you all for being here today. Now let's have some questions.
Yes, I would love to, I would request rather all the guests present here, if you have certain questions or inquisitiveness to know more about Simran, more about Simran's book or whatever, please proceed. I hope you must be, having certain queries, must be, yes, I can see a hand, but I can't see.
Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and ask a question. Simran, thank you so much. I don't have enough words to thank you for writing your emotions, your experience, your journey, your feelings, as already captured by a lot of other writers and speakers. It will resonate with a lot of other children around the world who would have had similar experience, but would not have had the support to write it on a paper. So you are one brave lady. Thank you so much for being that brave princess for us. In your book, there must have been different emotions of joy when you were born, loss, sadness. What was the final emotion you had once the book was written?
I think the final emotion that I had was a sense of relief. Because while writing this book, I went through so many emotions, all these emotions that were pent up. I was angry at the world for taking my father away. I was angry at everything. And most of the time I was angry at my father for choosing the country over me. I know it is not a fun thing to hear, but that's how children feel. You do not want a victory. All you want is someone that you can call out and say Papa to, and someone who would respond. And because I was a child, I never truly understand what that feeling was. So instead, I just had this pain that turned into anger, and that made me grumpy of sorts. I would just hold all this pain inside me and just have a pout on my face and not talk to people. I would not talk to anyone. Priyanka ma'am, she remembers when I was a kid, I would just have a giant pout on my face and not talk to anyone and just look with everyone with anger because my heart was filled with it. What I construed as anger was actually pain that I could not understand. And that would burst out in waves. It would come out on my mom. It would come out on the world. But while writing this book, I finally started dealing with those emotions that I did not know I had. I thought I was all right. Turns out I was sad. And through writing this book, I could actually deal with those emotions. I could confront them and I could understand myself better. And while penning this book down, I hoped that other kids of fallen soldiers, when they read this book, they will be able to process the pain that no one understands as well. Because that is a pain that I understand just as they do. And after writing this book, I just felt relief because I could finally understand the pain that I felt. I could finally deal with it and grow from it. And I hope others who read the book can do the same.
Awesome, Simran. Anyone else? Even our guest, our special guest speakers are present here. If they want to ask certain questions to Simran, there with us today.
Hello, Simran. You said you were angry, of course, because you missed your father, you lost him. So being angry is quite normal. While you were a child, you never could understand the value of nation and the difference between presence of your father. So that is also very normal. But when you grew and you wrote all those things, what about that anger? Is
I'm sorry,
it
ma'am?
what about this anger? Is it persists now also, or it has taken shape of in a different shape?
No, ma'am, the anger does not persist anymore. The anger came from me not understanding my pain. The pain still is there because I am still a child without a father. I still understand that loss. And I think that pain is something that I will carry with myself forever. But I'm no longer angry about it because now I've come to grips with the pain that I felt, the pain of losing a father, the pain of growing up, knowing you could lose your mother.
At any age, you lose your parents, the pain remains till the death.
Forever.
You may be very old and still you will be the child inside and you will be always remembering your parents. That is absolutely normal and natural. So, but you lost your father in different conditions. So your anger is again very natural. But kudos to you. You are able to handle that anger.
Yes,
That is
ma'am, I am now. I
That
am
is
now able to handle it because I have the support of my mom, and she has been there as a guiding light throughout. Anytime that I could not understand my emotions, she did.
She is absolutely great personality and very understanding and very able to adjust the things and make compromises, and every way she can guide you. Great job. And really, you are worthy of great praise.
So we have just minutes more to end the show. I again request if anyone. Yes.
Hi, Simran. My question is not regarding the book. My question is regarding you.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did you shift it to Canada, and when do you plan to come back?
Well, ma'am, I'm going to come back in December for a vacation, but I think in a year or so, I'll come back for good. Yes. I wanted to pursue psychology, and I figured the best way to learn and grow and make mistakes would be in a different place. And I got the opportunity in that from Canada, and I'm very fortunate for it. But I think it's time to come home.
We surely are waiting for you.
Thank you so much.
May I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Dear Simran, as all stories must come to an end, the last chapter that you wrote, that touched my heart. Particularly, I will quote your sentences only. I am not speaking from my mind. When you look at a woman, remember the strength she possesses. When you look at the flag, remember the fatherless children, widowed women, mothers and fathers, all of whom lost everything with one bullet. A single bullet is creating pain for some generations. The legacy of sacrifice continues. One piece of shrapnel that changed everything just to ensure the safety and dignity of that tricolor flag. From this day on, remember us because we gave everything. Thank you so much for giving us everything. I must express my gratitude because you gave us everything. Being a child also, you have given us everything. Your papa and mama, they have given. Nevertheless, you also have given us. We all will remember your sacrifice forever. My best wishes to you. Looking forward for your second book, third book, fourth book, and lot of books. And
Yes,
being a teacher in Kendriya Vidyalaya, I can visualize the aura behind you. You can do and you will do. You are a great author, and I am a humble reader waiting for your books. Thank you.
Ma'am, I will send all the books to our guests. Definitely. I'm sending the books to the libraries also. So the books will reach you very soon. And
Kindly give the link also.
yes, yes, ma'am.
I congratulate Griffin publication also. Oh, you have picked up the gem.
Yes, ma'am. I have picked up a gem, and this gem will be, to the world. All right. And I think I wish Simran all the best for her future endeavors. She should continue, all right, to make her pen flow, move on and on. Never let your pen stop, because that is how actually we express our emotions. Today, I don't have anyone to express my feelings or emotions, but when you have the diary and your pen, I think that's the best way to express your anger, your pain, your love, whatever. All right. And in that way, we dump our pain, we dump our fear, we dump everything which we do not like. So pen is actually the greatest weapon.
Just 1 minute. Sumi, just 1 minute. I also congratulate Griffin publication. Sorry. Okay. So can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
So Griffin publication is so much involved with this subject and your book that it pushed every other work behind and gave preference to your book only. So that's
sorry about that.
So that is great thing, and I appreciate. It should be given preferences also. And we are waiting for your next book also. And be with you always.
Today morning, I got it from one of my authors. Like, you have pushed behind all our work, and you are after this one. And I said, all the books are coming. We will be launching all the books. So it's not like, yes, I have been listening since a week now.
I'm so sorry about that.
Okay. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. It is a great thing. You deserve this preference, and
today is your day, and kindly celebrate it.
Yeah. So we need to celebrate the book, the success of the book. I again request everyone. Cost of War is the story of a daughter who lost her father and a part of herself forever. This book is the truth of a child of war who struggles to maintain a tenuous grasp of a world surrendered by war. This book is about the cost of war, a price borne by the families of fallen soldiers, which I do not term fallen because they are still above us, the cost of freedom and peace. So if you haven't, read it, please read it. And anybody else, we are just here for 2-3 minutes. Anybody else who are who would wish to say a few words? And I would love to, express my gratitude to Dr. Nilotpal Deka, sir. He is a very busy personality himself. I just had to request her that show me what is the time, all right, the date, everything, because I know how busy he is. But I'm grateful that today he is here with us. And Simran, let me tell you, he is my mentor. All right, I have been reading him in the columns in the newspapers. He has taught me. All right. So I also would, sir, indirectly request you, if, Cost of War gets some space in the newspaper. Sir, hope you can hear me.
Yeah. I can write a review of the book in the Assam Tribune here, and people can get to know about the book also. So that way I can do. And mostly thanks for the words of whatever the words you have said about me. And I'm really happy that one of my students is doing so good in that. As I can see, we have published so many books under your name, and at the same time, you are helping others to get the books published as well. So thank you so much, Monsumi, and I should get at least 2 copies of the book for a review in the Assam Tribune here.
So immediately tomorrow, I'm sending 2 books. Yes, Priyanka, ma'am.
Hi, thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. First of all, Simran, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. You know, I have been, I don't want to say fortunate, but I've been fortunate to be around you and your mother. And I'm happy that I could be a part of your journey, and I'm thankful. There is one request that I want to make to everybody here. That is, Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see, right? So today, you know, when you look at the flag, please don't forget the children and just don't think about them. Do something for them. I mean, you know, writing on the social media is not everything. Please do something for them. At least ask people if they're okay, right? That's what I want to request everybody. The other is, Simran, after reading your book, I think I've read that 5 times. Okay. So after you're reading your book, I just want to ask you, will you be able to forgive people who strayed? Will you?
That's a really good question. I think to some extent, yes, because the way that I lost someone, so did they. Our way of dealing with it might have been very different. And this is something that took me a very, very long time to come to terms with. But the way that their pain hurt them, it broke them. And I think that says about a person, sure, but what it says, I'm not sure. I know that pain can alter people into different ways. The way that pain altered my mom, it turned her into the strongest person that I have ever known or will know. It turned her into a role model for your batch, for women to come after that, for Veer Naris everywhere. It made her a role model for generations to come. Way after we are gone, her legacy and fallen soldiers' legacy will go on. The way that it impacted me, it made me write this book. But for some people, the way that it impacted them, it made them change. And I do hope that someday they can find peace in the loss that they have faced.
I'm so proud of you. I mean, really, it talks volumes of how your mother brought you up. Because I know her and I know you. And I'm really happy for the kind of woman that you've become. And thank you, Simran. Thank you so much for mentioning me in the book. I don't know what I did to deserve it, but thank you very much. I'm grateful.
You were there, and I think that was the most important thing.
So thank you so much. Once again, I would love to congratulate Simran Randhawa for her book, Cost of War. The book is available on Amazon. It will be soon available on Flipkart. It is internationally available, and soon you will read the ebook also. But please grab, because when you read, it is a motivation for the authors, for the writers. If there are no readers, there would be no authors. So I request all of you to grab the book, to grab the books written by the authors, so that authors feel motivated to continue their journey of writing. Thank you so much. Griffin,
मैं कुछ कहना चाहती हूँ. I'm Vandana Yadav. Sorry, मैं अपना कैमरा ऑन नहीं कर रही हूँ. सिमरन बच्चा, आपसे डायरेक्ट बात कर रही हूँ. लाइफ में कभी भी कोई चीज देर से नहीं होती. मुझे लगा था आप दोनों से मिलके, आपसे और मम्मा से मिलके, कि मैं बहुत देर से मिली. पर मुझे लगता है कुछ चीजों के लिए जो चीज सही समय होता है तभी होती है. आपको और मम्मा को मैं जान पाई, इस बात की मुझे बहुत खुशी है बेटी. दूसरी बात कि जब कितने मोर्चे आई थी, तब मैंने कहा था एक जगह किसी न्यूज चैनल पे कि शहादत देश के लिए गौरव के पल लेके आती है, पर सैनिक के परिवार के लिए, शहीद के परिवार के लिए वो कभी उत्सव नहीं बनती. कॉस्ट ऑफ वॉर पढ़ते हुए ये बात समझ आती है. बच्चा, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी कि आप उस ग्रीफ से बाहर थोड़ा थोड़ा निकल रही हैं, उस एंगर से बाहर निकल रही हैं, अपने लिए समय निकालना और अगली किताब पे फोकस करना। वेटिंग टू सी यू। जल्दी आओ, मिलते हैं।
हाँ जी, definitely, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here today.
Congratulations. Bye.
Thank you so much, everyone. Here we end our show, wishing Simran and her mom too the greatest motivating factor, the force, the pillar, and our special guest and all the guests present here. Griffin Publication is always with you. You write, we publish, and we push to make you all right visible everywhere. And keep writing because writing keeps us alive. Thank you so much, Nilotpal sir, Swapna ma'am, Manjula ma'am, and all the guests present here. I can send Abreem ma'am also. Thank you so much. I can see you. So everyone, please, again, I would request to put reviews. All right, if you can, if it is possible, just write a few lines on Cost of War. The book is available. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I've already bought the book. So can I bought the book at the first launch. Can I still put the review?
I think yes, ma'am. If you are an Amazon customer, you can put the review.
And few words for Simran.
Yes.
Beta, you're not alone. And we can never take away your pain. And the way you speak, your eyes spoke more than you. But please remember, you have a beautiful circle of love, maybe invisible, but we're there and we'll fight tooth and nail with anyone who even tries to harm you in any little way. We will be your protective shield. We'll be there for you at every moment of life with you and your mom. You're very special. You don't know what you mean to us. So, kabhi akela nahi feel karna, beta. You're a part of our being now. And I feel blessed to have you and mama in my life. So we are a family, and be the proud little girl that you are. And we're so very proud of you. Mera
Thank you
bachcha,
so much.
just want to give you a big hug. We'll do that once we meet.
Thank
Thank you so much, everyone. And the entire show, the event would be very soon uploaded on YouTube, Griffin YouTube, and also on various social media links. This will also come on various media portals. So let's wait for the next book. Till then, all right, everyone, bye-bye, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much, everyone.
Jai Hind.
you.
Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.